X in my DM. They trying to figure out the next shit I be on. It's me and it's music and it's industry having threesomes. Turn this shit into my job and turn the trap into a kiosk. We just murking John 90. Every verse is hard body, and I'm certain y'all want it like a virgin.
Alright, YouTube, Blaster, toy gun people, you know what I'm talking about, my peeps. We're back. Been a while. I've been a little bit busy with the store and website. We started out with Square and then swapped over to Shopify. This Square was an absolute pain in the ass. So today I finally have for you a dirty old G17. Or is it? Nah, you know what it is. So we've got the Guns Modify hidden auto selector on a G17, which saying that really annoys me because it isn't, for all intents and purposes, it is a G18 and everything's been retrofit for the G17 slide. Every single piece of this is a G18 except the slide. So I'm going to show you guys what I did for mine. The only shout out to Knuckles, he's the only dude who actually has a video showing how to install one of these. If you guys can see, I'm trying a new angle. So hopefully with this you'll actually get a really good angle of how it works. And she's out. Alright, so what did Danny do to get this to work? There is nothing on the lower except the mag release. That was the only, it's a full G18 lower, G18 hammer, G18 rail, everything is G18, and I'll get to it in a bit more. We'll work on the slide first because that's the most important thing. And then we'll get to what I did to this. Let's not be a douche and leave it cocked. Short stroke. Come here there, little friendo. So this is what we're dealing with, one of these bad boys. Now the only thing I did do is, excuse me, if you can see the stock spring in there, I swapped that over for another valve reset knocker spring that I had laying around that was a little bit stronger. Just to give you a bit better action there on that. How do I get this out without everything flicking everywhere? I don't think that's possible. So this is the Garda lightweight. This was my thing. This is what made it really, really difficult for me, is you can use the Guns Modify G18 or Guns Modify 17 RMR. So I'm not too sure, but then again, I'm not too sure on that RMR. Does that fit a standard G17 slide? So I would assume it would. I really, really like my Garda lightweight BBUs. That, what you just saw, that snappiness, I know how to build well with Garda, and I with certain parts of Garda. Look, I know a lot of people bag on it, but they do have some really nice stuff. Ooh. Okay, so he came off. Now the main problem that I had was with the slide, comparatively, the G17 BBU is a lot skinnier. It's a little bit taller, but it's a lot skinnier. So I had to Dremel the... I'm trying not to swear as much. I had to Dremel that pretty substantially down to fit that 17 profile. Now the other thing is in your actually heavier G18 slide, you've got this big bit that comes and sits in here, which holds your spring in. So you can see that wear in this slide. That's from the spring sitting in there. Now in the G17 you don't have that. So what happens is, even if you make this G18 fit the G17 slide, you still have this big open cavity in here now. So the spring on the nozzle just bows up and crimps in, which is where this little doohickey comes in. So you do need... I'll see if Sean can print a few. Woo! if you guys want, I'll see if Sean. It's a really basic shape. If Sean can chuck them up on the website, it's just to sit on the back of a standard 18 BBU, so it can hold the spring in. That's it. So, part 1, make this fit our 17 slide. Part 2, actually make this semi-solid so it can hold our spring in. Part 3, excuse me. Part 3 was actually getting the positioning right. So this sits slightly further back than a G17 BBU would. Like fractionally. As in the sight's still holding steady once you've got that right thing, but you do need to, or I needed to actually lower that a little bit, like give it a bit more room so this could actually tighten it up properly in our slide here. Now, yeah, so this is where we get into this little guy. If I can get him out, that is. Come here, you little bastard. There we go. So the G17 BBU actually sits slightly lower. And the way it works on the G17 hammer, it's like you do have a bigger bump there in action for your cycles. So my problem there was your ye old typical nozzle getting jammed when you... I got a really really good seal on that. Anytime you fire, that nozzle getting jammed. So that was because the magazine was sitting about 1.5 mil higher. So all I did was on the catch take it down by just over 1 mil. So it sits that teeny bit lower. And that solved my nozzle jam. Still maintained a really good seal, so that's using the Guns Modify 70% G series, like the Zero, like the original type. It's just a really nice gasket for G series stuff. Normally I'd use your garter replacement rubbers, but I had a few of the Guns Modify ones there, and they are really nice. So what else is there to even look at? Obviously, nozzle, seal, there, on our barrel, got a good seal. Actually, one thing I did want to look at while I had this apart. So I have a garter piston in it. I wanted to try. GM piston. Squidgy. See what kind of, I don't know if you guys saw in the video, if you could see, I was getting a little bit lost there. Oh, that feels pretty toity-whitey. Yeah, see, I don't get the loss that you get on the G series, on the G18s, man. You get that loss with all of them, but it's like a fine-tuned sort of fine line between 320, 330 on the dot and like 200, shitty 200s. But try not to swear. Yeah, I reckon that garter one's the winner for the piston. Hey, sorry, GM boy, you can chill. You're cool. Also, I cannot recommend this this stuff enough. Shameless shout out on it. They did this. This is all I use. This Molly for metal on metal and this. Yeah, look, let's just needs a little bit more in there, doesn't he? Yeah, look at my price. So you get a bit of a G18 reassembly video here as well. Before I forget, before that goes in, so that was, if you can see that on camera, obviously you've got in your 18 series, your spring sits on the side there. So I had to, well, I didn't have to, I just didn't feel comfortable with the actual pin for it just free floating there. Look, honestly, it seems sweet. But I gave it a little notch. Ooh. You can't even see that. A little notch for him to sit in when the BBU's in, so that actually just holds it in place. Like so. But let's put this bad boy back together and see if I messed him up too much. So a little bit of soupy glue. It's just to make sure that holds on. I can go in a bit. The old faithful pliers. I hope you guys can... Man, if I look at this footage and this is all messed up, I'm going to be really upset. So up to this point, this is pretty much, apart from being modified, very standard G18 assembly. If you want a hammer reassembly, go. There's a million bits for that. Oh, you little... Give me a little loopy boy. Nope. Nope. There we go. Get in your hole. So that little notch just holds him nice and... Woo-hoo-hoo. Now, have I got this in the right position? Reassembling. I believe I have. Alright, that's the other little thing. So, this kind of just free floats in there now with this setup, with the garter one. I think I should maybe super glue him in or something, but I don't know, time will tell. It seems to hold in pretty solid as is. And the only other one I've got is for one of those random, it's a full metal plate and it's absolutely perfect and would cover that up, but it's got the little TTI logo carved into it, so I refuse to use it. Fuck you, Taran Butler. I don't even care about the swearing on that one. So semi-typical G18 reassembly, maybe? Oh, there we go. Now, so we get our little slightly stronger. So if it's too strong on the spring, it's very, very difficult to get with your fingies. I did try a really, really strong one of those maple leaf valve springs originally, and yeah, nah. Not happening. So, like, a little bit stronger than the stock one they give you, but not too strong. But the stock one works totally fine. I think I literally just put that in for the... Whoa! And he went flying. For the extra little bit of click-clack that you get. But it does also hold it in a little bit firmer. So there is method to my madness. Might need a bit of spray right there. So you've got to... Okay, I should actually show you guys how that works, because that was really annoying to sort of figure out on my own. When you get your little kit like that, there is no instructions. So the spring sits in the hole in the back. Let's just pretend that's not in so I can show you. And the grooves in there go in the grooves here. That's how he works. I also don't imagine you'd have to with the guns modify hammer setup, but I had to give that a little bit of clearance for the this hammer set. Oh man, I messed myself up. Alright, he's gonna be a good boy. Nope, he's not gonna be a good boy. This is actually a lot easier to do without that in. I just wanted that to hold it. God damn it. Make everything difficult for myself. Okay, take 5. Let's try this. Oh, look at that. Now we can put our back piece in. There we go. Ah! Let's put some sights on them. I'm really glad that didn't just flick out everywhere at me. The tech gods are with me this day. I really missed you guys. I haven't done a video in a while. Sure our sights are on straight. So that was the other thing I was getting is because it's a reshape BBU. Oh, might want to make sure it's actually sitting in there properly. That might help, especially with function. That looks alright to me. That seems to function. He functions. I think we are ready to rock and roll. Now, so the reason I normally don't, and so slide lock is still working with that. I normally don't short stroke. I'll normally use one little spacer just as a recoil buffer, not as a short stroke, because I like my slide lock. Now at the G17 slide, these rails actually, on a normal G18, I'll show you side by side. As you see. So these actually, the slide on the G18 goes out slightly, fractionally longer, which is really, really annoying and requires a little bit more of a buffer there. So I might want to slide lock back in. Slide lock, magazine lock. Function test, and she works. Don't do that. Stay. So that is how I did a full auto G17 with the guns modifier hidden auto selector. This is my new baby. I love it. It's fucking awesome. Alright, yeah, any questions? I'm probably forgetting a bunch of little things. Any drama you guys have with, I do know there is another gentleman that has done one as well. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. But any dramas you're having, message the page, comment on the video. You know what it is, you know what to do. Alright. Peace, guys.
Want beef from all arms like I'm jumping a fence. Like a Nike hype beast, I get nothing but checks. And I'm finessing these bars like I left without paying. Yellow doctors at a clinic where you testing my patience. You're top 10 in your city, I'm top 10 in the nation. I'm the shit, defecation is the best way to say it. How perfect, keep it foul as bowel surgery. And I got the crowd nervous with the kings of Alberta.
Money, I don't need no friends, I don't need nobody.